Alright everyone, welcome back again to more Tsukihime. That whole battle scene in the previous video was just so riveting, man. It had me at the edge of my seat. I'm glad it turned out alright. So anyways, let's continue. My body drops backwards onto the ground, but my heart and lungs cry for joy as finally, at long last, I begin breathing normally once again. I can't move either arm. I can't even tell whether I'm still holding my knife. All I can be sure of is the throbbing in my body and my rapidly fading consciousness. It's a blessing in disguise. My pain is overtaken by numbness. It feels like the bones in my left leg, which I landed on while falling, were carved with a saw. Normally the pain would have me seeing stars, but right now I can't feel a thing.
でも、くそ。
The miserable words pass my lips even though I will them not to. I don't get any joy from having survived. I don't even feel pride in having done some great feat. It wasn't a miracle. It was nothing. After all was said and done, I just charged at him with every emotion I possessed. A solitary crescent moon sits high in the night sky. How odd. It feels familiar somehow. Like I saw something just like it in a dream once.
大丈夫、シキ。
Arc rate shows over as if nothing had happened.
まあ、生きてはいる。
I feel more dead than alive though. Even talking hurts like hell. But you're not gonna hear me make petty complaints while I'm still alive.
もうそんな謙遜しちゃって。新参とはいえ、シキはその一人を殺したのよ。もっと胸を張ってもいいのに。
Arkway seems to be happy on my behalf. Even I know that killing Vlad was a significant accomplishment. And yet... it's not like I actually did anything. His ice has already decimated the city. The body count will likely eclipse the massacre at the hotel by hundreds, if not thousands. This is all my fault. I let it happen again.
死んでないよ。ブローブの呪いなら全部私が防いでおいたんだし。
No one died?
どういうことだそれって言った。
I try to fling my body upright, but my left leg screams from the motion. I find myself still on the ground, wincing in pain.
ほらほら、ちゃんと横になってないと。
それより、今の説明してくれ。死んでないって本当に。
ええ、ブローブの原理が暴走した時、できる範囲を対流膜でコーティングしておいたの。シキがブローブを殺すのがあとちょっと遅かったらフォローできなかっただろうけど。
Arkway casually admits to having done something insanely overpowered. My mind flashes back to the fight. Arkway had paused abruptly just before she was hit by his lance. Does that mean she didn't do that to protect herself, but to protect the entire city? Come to think of it, it's kind of strange that I survived the initial blast of ice at all. Yet I was able to keep breathing even in those Arctic conditions. Arkway must have ensured the rest of the town was able to do the same. And because of it, that happened. This entire time I was only thinking about myself. Meanwhile, she was selflessly protecting the city, even when she knew it would leave her at a disadvantage.
なんでそんなことを。お前、人間なんかどうでもいいって言ってたじゃないか。
A strange wave of anger washes over me as I shout at the space case standing next to me. Arkway raises her brow, curiously.
だってシキがそうしてほしいって言ったんだもん。
I said something that idiotic? Seriously? When? Where? Don't tell me she did it because...
なんかお前は別だって血を吸ったことないんだろ。ならいい。吸血鬼だろうとなんだろうと俺たちに手を出さないでいてくれるならそれでいいんだ。
I can't believe it. As long as you don't lay a hand on humans. She followed that? Even though she might have lost her life in the process, if anything had gone wrong? I laugh at the bizarre reality of it all. If anything, I'm more dumbfounded than ever. But more than that, I'm incredibly grateful. I close my eyes. If what she says is true, then I suppose it's fine for me to rest now. My chest, which had been filled with nothing but regret, is now overcome with relief. My consciousness starts to fade away. I forget all about the pain in my leg as I slip into a deep, dreamless slumber. At least I try to. But Arkwright hits me over the head with a loud thwack, forcefully pulling my awareness back to the land of the living.
何のつもりだ。
ダメ。そんな傷で眠っちゃったら起きてから余計苦しいでしょ。眠るのは傷を塞いでから。その方が効率的よ。
She's right about that. But who was the one who told her that in the first place?
アルクエイド、本気で忠告していいか？
ん？何？
あのな、あんまり無茶言うな、このバカ女。
This is the end. With that, I burned through my very last reserves of strength. My consciousness is already in a distant place. I can hear Arkwright making some big fuss at the back of my mind, but I no longer have the energy to open my eyes.
あ、ちょっとシキ、本当に眠っちゃうの？
Yeah, because I'm tired. Tired enough to drop dead right on this spot. I'll wake up again tomorrow, I promise.
本当に本当？それきっと痛いよ。直さなくていいの？起きたら間違いなく失神するよ。
You're so loud. I'm going to sleep, so you can do whatever you want.
そういうことなら早く言ってくれればよかったのに。
She sounds bright and cheery. Her tender fingertips feel cool against my already ice-cold skin. It's nice, soothing. The light replaces the fatigue inside me.
戦利品？っていうか、その死骸？まあいっか。ちょうどどこに捨てようか困ってたものがあったんだ。
What was that squelching noise?
何今の感触？なんか塗ったのか今？うわ、いた痛覚戻ってきてる。めっちゃ痛い。いや、かゆい。つうか怖い。お前一体。
Just as I'm about to lay into her, I'm suddenly hit with a tremendous sense of emptiness. Perhaps my shouting burned through my last supply of fuel. This time, I know I'll fall into an uncontestable slumber.
大丈夫。悪いものじゃないわ。そげた肉の分だけならこれで塞がるわ。でも、骨ばっかりはちょっと無理かな。後でちゃんと人間の医者にかかりなさい。
Her cold fingertips part from my skin.
眠っちゃった？シキ。
Yeah, I am. It's been a while since I've slept so soundly, without a whiff of fear.
しょうがないな。シキの家って坂の上の屋敷でしょ？なんとか送り届けてあげる。
In my sleep, I only see the white moon.
お疲れ様シキ。それとありがとう。今夜はあなたのおかげで助かっちゃった。
Her words of gratitude float about weightlessly. I can't hear her voice anymore. Finally, without anything else to intervene, I fall into the deepest of sleeps. A few hours after the blaze outside the station, while the fire raged, firefighters on the scene reported it would take 2 full days to put it out. However, around midnight, the fire died down and was fully extinguished soon after. An officer dispatched to the location said it was as if a living creature had decided to up and leave.
国道305までの交通規制は明朝5時までに解除。高速道路は先ほど規制を解除したとのことです。こちらも現場に残っていた使途の痕跡処理を完了しました。警視庁に向かわれますか、マリオ様。
行きたかねえが仕方ねえ。この規模の騒ぎはうちでもそうはねえからな。ジジイの名前だけじゃ収まりはつかねえだろう。俺も出向いて誠意ってもんを見せないとな。
では私も同行いたします。現場の指揮は例の代行者に委任しますか。
ああ、なぜか潜入捜査してたあいつらか。ツーマンセルなんだよな。下っ端の方は俺のホテルに呼びつけて待機させとけ。使い道があれば使う。あっちの方はできるだけ早く本国に帰らせろ。セオナトールをつっつけばすぐに動く。
かしこまりました。ノイ司祭にラウレンティス様の名義で抗議文をお送りします。
ああ、ここでの仕事は大体終わった。現場の後処理は誰にやらせてもいいんだが。おい、安藤。
お呼びですか、坊ちゃん。いやー、着任早々ついてないっすね。こんなんガス爆発でごまかすとか無理ですわ。どっかのテロ組織に声明でも出してもらえます？
そっちはいらねえ。対外的な処理はここの持ち主に押し付ける。叩けば埃が出そうだからな。俺たちの仕事はここにあるとまずいものの回収だ。使途の痕跡はあらかた拭ったが、被害者の処理にまだ不満がある。お前やっとけ。
了解。って待って待って、坊ちゃんがいつも連れてる大部隊まだ入国してませんよね。もしかして俺だけで遺体を全部チェックして噛まれたかもしれないなりかけを見つけ出せと？
見つけ出すだけじゃねえぞ。生きているなら教会に送れ。死んでいるならもう一度殺してやれ。
そういうドブさらいが嫌になったから坊ちゃんに雇ってもらったんですけどね。俺
急げ。遺体の安置所には人払いをさせておく。貴様なら夜明けまでに済むはずだ。
動かない標的に引き金を引くだけのお仕事ですし、精神的な負担を無視すればの話ですけどね。
車を回せカリウス。お役所回りを始めるぞ。
はい、すぐに。その他手配は必要ですか。この規模の汚染であれば応援の要請もすぐに。
その必要はねえ。つうか絶対知らせるな。この件はここだけで片付ける。しばらくは情報収集だ。これでも正義の味方だからな。 いたずらに犠牲は増やせない。誰が敵で誰が邪魔者か、きっちり当たりをつけなくちゃな。
Soft rays of sunlight stir me from sleep. My eyes are closed, but I sense the serenity surrounding me through my skin. The air is cool, but gentle. It feels like it's going to be a beautiful sunny day. Time for me to wake up and actually act like a student. I'd all but forgotten about school, and with everything happened these past 2 days. I open my eyes. I find myself in bed, my glasses neatly placed next to my pillow. By force of habit, I put on my glasses before looking around. The sunlight streaming into the window is so vivid, I can almost hear the rays sparkle. I take a deep breath, filling my lungs with fresh air. That's right, it's Sunday. No school today. I hear the hands of the clock ticking, offering a rhythm to the chirping of the birds outside. I'm back. I don't think I've ever been more grateful to be met with such an ordinary morning.
よかった。
I'm not just grateful to have survived the night, or to have disposed of that vampire. After that gruesome experience, I'm just happy to be able to wake to something that resembles normality. This morning feels like happiness itself. For an insignificant human like me, there are no greater reward than...
おはようございます、四季様。
Ah! Hisui, long time no see. The sudden greeting startles me into an upright position. I look over to find Hisui standing at attention in front of the door.
翡翠。
申し訳ありません。四季様がなかなかお気づきになられませんので、こちらから声をおかけしたのですが。
いや、こっちこそごめん。
That caught me off guard. My heart is pounding like crazy.
あれ、まだ7時前だけど。
はい。四季様のお目覚めには少しばかり早い時間です。
だよね。じゃあ翡翠は何をしに来たんだ？
四季様を起こしに参りました。明葉様からここ2日間の事情を説明してもらいますので、テコを使ってでも連れてくるようにとことづかっております。
This was what I was worried about. Akiha, these past 2 days. Explanation. Though I hear the words, it's as if they've all lost meaning. I spend about 10 seconds pondering them, resisting the temptation to abandon rational thought entirely. No matter how hard I try to think of one, I simply have no excuse for the past 2 days. I skipped school, I broke curfew, I basically went AWOL on Akiha. She was already pretty mad when I didn't make it back before dark. I dread to imagine the fury I'll face this time.
あのさ、翡翠。控えめに言って、明葉のやつ、怒ってる。
さあ、どうでしょうか。それは四季様が直にお確かめください。
Hisui sounds coldly unconcerned with my plight. If I had known things would turn out like this, I'd have done everything to get back, even if it meant crawling back. Wait, crawling back?
いや、ちょっと待った。それ以前に、なんで部屋で眠ってるんだ、俺。
四季様は昨夜の午前2時過ぎにお帰りになられました。玄関口で眠っていたのを姉さんが気づいて、お部屋にお連れしたとのことです。
I stare at her, slack-jawed. Staying out late without a word, falling asleep on the doorstep. I sound like some stereotypical drunk who missed the last train.
あいつ、人を猫か何かと一緒にしやがって。
My thoughts go back to Arcade. Though I guess I should be thankful she at least carried me to the front door. Either way, I have a better grasp of the situation now.
すぐに行くから、アキハにはできるだけ落ち着くように言っておいてくれると嬉しいんだけど。
申し訳ありません。それは諸事情によりお断りいたします。
Her answer is simple and to the point. My standing in the Tono household must have hit rock bottom. Akiya is the head of the family, so it comes as zero surprise that I've got no allies. At any rate, I should get up. I won't get anything done by staying in bed. Ow! The second I stand up, my legs feel like they might explode. Of course, if there's anything I should be surprised about, it's the fact that I lived to see another morning. It's a wonder I survived, considering all the reckless stuff I did.
シキ様、いかがなされましたか？汗がすごく。
It's true. My forehead is drenched in sweat. It only took one step for my body to become feverish with pain.
お体の調子が優れないのでしたら、もうしばらくお休みになられた方がよろしいのではないでしょうか。先ほどはああ申しましたが、秋葉様には私から。
いや、大丈夫。ただの捻挫だ。すぐに収まるよ。それより、秋葉の方が怖い。先延ばしにしたら余計に怒られそうだ。
I can tell from her eyes that Hisui doesn't believe me, but her position prevents her from calling out my obvious lie. I feel bad, but she'll just have to accept it for now.
着替えたらロビーに行くよ。すぐに済ませるから廊下で待っていてくれ。
かしこまりました。どうかご無理はなさいませんようお願いします。
Hisui bows deeply and leaves the room. Moving as little as possible, I change out of my pajamas. What a way to start my first day off at the mansion in 7 years. I find Hisui waiting for me in the hall. The wound on my left leg makes me want to scream with every step. The rest of my body feels heavy too, but that's just due to muscle soreness, nothing too severe. I only checked by running my fingers across my skin, but it seems the cuts I've got when Vlov's ice slashed my face and shoulders have healed as well. It's clearly Arquade's work given how I can't find the slightest trace that the wounds were there. She did say she was going to heal me up.
シキ様、差し出がましいこととは存じますが、こちらをお使いください。
ん？
Hisui timidly hands me a long slim rod. It's a walking stick. No, a cane.
よくあったね、こんなの。
はい。以前、用具室で見た覚えがありましたので、一縷の望みをかけて探してまいりました。
I almost laugh at her earnestness until I realize her breathing is slightly elevated. She must have run there and back from me in the short time I was changing.
ありがとう。正直、歩くたびにかかとから飛び上がりそうだったんだ。すごく助かる。
はい。お役に立てたのなら幸いです。
Grasping the cane, I shift the weight being supported by my left leg to my arm. I should have no problem walking now. I thank Hisui again for her thoughtfulness, and together we make our way to the lobby. It doesn't take long to arrive. I leave the cane next to the door. On the other side of this door is the head of the Torno household, my younger sister by 1 year. She's waiting to hear her pitiful brother's equally pitiful excuses. I can't even imagine what a terrible fate awaits me within. But now's the time to be whining. I brought this on myself. Regardless of the circumstances, I skipped a day of school and I didn't come home for 2 whole days. It's only natural that Akiya would want an explanation. Alright, this is gonna be a little difficult. Okay, I think the best course of action is either 1 or 3. And I feel like 3 may not go over well. So I guess we're just gonna have to stick with 1. Apologize properly.
そうだな。それが一番いいと思う。
I can't tell her about Arcade or Vlov. It just sounded like a bunch of nonsense and I shouldn't get Akia involved in this mess anyway. So the truth is a no-go. But at the very least, I owe her an earnest apology.
よし、行くぞ。
I took a deep breath and opened the door to the parlor.
おはようございます、兄さん。不思議と、ずいぶん久しぶりな気がしますね。
That look is terrifying. How does she manage to be this intimidating?
いや、おはよう、アキハ。
挨拶は結構ですから、そこに座ってください。ええ、いろいろと長くなるはずですものね。
Something tells me she's enjoying this. It's like she's a cat and I'm the mouse. With our conversation off to a terrible start, maybe it'd be better for me to run for the hills.
兄さん。
おう、座りますとも。
All thoughts of escape have been dispersed by Akia's glower. I endured the pain coursing through my left leg and sit down gingerly on the sofa.
座りましたよ。
言わずともわかります。妙な態度でこちらの規制をそがないでください。卑怯です。
なんで卑怯なんだ？
卑怯でしょ。そんな顔をされたら気が緩む。
Akia stops herself mid-sentence with a cough, then sharpens her glare further yet.
兄さん、早速ですが、おとといと昨日のお話を聞かせていただけませんか？
Akia composes herself, elegantly taking her teacup into her hand. Although she phrased it as a question, it was unmistakably a command. But as her older brother, I just can't let her know about what happened. I'd rather she hate me than have her worry about me.
それなんだけど、アキハ。
はい。何でしょう。
率直に言って、事情は説明できないんだ。
Uh-oh. The shattering of porcelain fills the room as Akia's teacup falls from her hand onto the table. No, it'd be more accurate to say she deliberately dropped it.
アキハ様。
ああ、ごめんなさい、スイ。片付けてもらえる？
Her tone is enough to make cold sweat drip down my spine. Without another word, Hisui begins cleaning up the spilled tea and the shreds of the exorbitantly expensive-looking teacup. Damn, Akia sounds seriously pissed. Hisui exits the parlor as soon as she finishes cleaning.
それで、兄さん。
I like how the music goes back to calm.
何？
この2日間の出来事を詳しく話していただけますか？
Did time just rewind? She's clearly not planning to let this go. But there's no way I can tell her what happened. Not only for my sake, but for hers too. Akia can never know the truth.
何度聞かれたって話せないものは話せない。アキハには余計な心配をさせて悪かったと思ってる。連絡を入れなかったことも謝る。だけど話せないことは話せない。
私に悪いと思っているのに話せないんですね、兄さんは。
That glare got much worse.
弁明もしないのですか？
いや、それは。
There's a lot of stuff I'd love to clarify, but
言い訳のしようがないので。でもこの2日間悪いことはしていない。そう信じたい。
I can only describe these past 2 days as an endless flurry of death and carnage. But I want to believe that I made the right choice. I got to help Arkwade, of course, but more than anything, I'm glad we managed to kill that vampire. Even if we weren't fast enough to save everyone, there will be no more talk of blood-drained murder victims on the nightly news.
ごめんな、アキハ。迷惑をかけるけど、これ以上は聞かないでくれ。
Akia stares deep into my eyes. I can only imagine what she would do if she had mystic eyes. An uncomfortable silence fills the space between us.
そうですね。考えてみれば兄さんにも事情があるのでしょうし、私がそれに深く干渉することはできませんものね。
悪い。そう言ってもらえると助かる。
わかりました。この件に関してこれ以上の追及は勘弁して差し上げます。連絡をいただけなかった点については私にも落ち度がありますから。
落ち度なんてそんなのアキハにないだろ
う。携帯電話を取り上げたのは私です。あれがあればズボラな兄さんでも連絡ぐらいはしたのではありませんか。
Looks like she doesn't know that my phone was secretly returned to me quite some time ago.
ですがそれも今回だけです。今後はこのようなことは控えてください。兄さんは遠野家の唯一の男性なんですから、もう少しご自分の立場を理解していただかないと困ります。良くない外聞が広まってしまったら遠野家の今後の人付き合いにも影響がありますし。
Our standing? Does she mean between me and other dignified families?
いやー、それこそ問題ないだろう。俺が何しようと興味も持たないってあっちの方々は。だいたい遠野の跡取りはアキハなんだから、家のことを思うなら俺をよそに出すなり、遠野の家にふさわしい婿養子でも見つければいいのに。
I met with silence once more. I wonder what might have caused it this time.
どうした？気分でも悪いのか、アキハ？
結構です。私を気遣う余裕があるのでしたらご自分の体調を気にしてください。慢性的な貧血持ちなんですから兄さんは。
She's right. I do collapse frequently due to my anemia.
ともかくあまりお一人で屋敷を出ないでください。そうでなくとも近頃の町は物騒なんです。兄さんみたいにぼーっとしている人は通り魔に襲ってくださいと言っているようなものなんですから。
それなら大丈夫。あんな事件二度と起きないよ。
Our town had been beset by a serial killer. Called a modern-day vampire in the news, the killer lurked in the darkness, striking terror into the hearts of men. No suspects have been found. But all of that is in the past now.
は？
吸血鬼はいないってことだよ。その犯人はもう捕まったんだ。
そうなんですか？それは良い知らせですが、兄さんよくそんなことを知っていますね。
ああ、たまたま逮捕現場に居合わせたというか。
Saying those words makes me smile wryly. It's technically the truth, one born of an incredible series of coincidences. So much happened during those 2 days I spent with Arkwade. Thinking back on it, it still feels like a dream. But at any rate, the monster that made its nest in this town is gone. I can't deny being somewhat proud of my involvement.
兄さんどうしたんです？急に嬉しそうな顔をして。
別に何でもない。ただ 終わったんだなってようやく実感できた。
The weight lifted from my chest as I say those words puts a smile on my face. Ultimately, it seems that Akia has accepted my explanation. I thank her as I stand up.
いや、安心したらお腹が減ってきた。朝食をもらってきてもいい？
私に許可を求める必要はありません。朝食まで管理する気はありませんから、ご自由にとってください。琥珀なら厨房で朝食の支度をしているでしょうし。
サンキュー。じゃあ遠慮なく。
I make for the door. Ouch, my left leg really is killing me.
お待ちなさい、兄さん。先ほどから気になっていましたが、今のではっきりしました。足を怪我していますね。
あ、いや、これは捻挫というか筋を違えたというか、とにかく大した怪我じゃないんで気にしないでくれ。
そうですか。大したことはないと。
Akia walks towards me briskly. She looks me in the eye, and without warning,
えい。
oh! She stepped right on the most swollen part of my left foot, like she knew exactly where it hurt.
あら、びっくり。兄さんのポーカーフェイスも直接的な痛みには脆いのですね。
そりゃ弱いよ。っていうか俺の方がびっくりだよ。お前分かっててやっただろ。
誤解ですわ。大した怪我ではないという兄さんの言を信じて精一杯の勇気で試してみただけですもの。
Tell that to your smiling face. Akia flashes a graceful, oh so wicked smile. This is clearly payback for me not telling her everything. Akia returns to the couch and elegantly lifts her teacup to her lips as though nothing happened. She seems to be in a fantastic mood now.
さて、確かに大した怪我ではなかったけど、放っておくのも良くないわね。兄さん、課長として命じます。朝食が済み次第診察を受けるように。怪我の理由はともかく、大げさに痛がられるのは迷惑ですから。
そりゃ診察は受けたいけど、怪我の理由聞かなくていいのか？
興味ありません。どうせくだらない理由でしょうから。だいたい聞いたところで私には内緒なんでしょ、兄さんは。
Akia answers curtly, the very picture of authority.
外傷のない捻挫なら琥珀でも対応できます。あ、そっか。今朝は荒木先生もいましたね。あの人はもともと外科の医師です。内科の琥珀と外科の荒木先生、お好きな方を選んでください。
Huh? This is a little unexpected. Kohaku or Professor Arak. You're gonna give me this choice too? I mean, Professor Arak is a new character, so maybe her? I mean, should I be worried? Alright, we'll go with the new character. I'll have Professor Arak examine me. She might be a bit of an enigma, but I guess she's a real doctor. She's even got the white coat and everything.
わかりました。荒木先生には私から伝えておきますので、あとは自室で待機していてください。荒木先生は予想のつかない方ですが、医師としての腕は確かです。ここで暮らすのなら頻繁に会う人ですし、これを機に親睦を深めてください。
Akia speaks dispassionately, perfectly concise and to the point. Now then, I'll grab breakfast and have my leg looked at afterwards. Back in my room, I decide to read a book and kill some time. Around 10, I spot someone in white leisurely swaggering down the hall through my window. I close my book in preparation for what's coming. Sure enough,
はーい、おはようちゃん。朝から体をいじってほしいとか？チキちゃんたら超インラー。私、シチューみたいにたぎった思春期少年病の餌食になっちゃうのかしら？
alright, looks like I feel like I may have made a mistake. Without even bothering to knock, the drunkard barges into my room, clasping a flashy bag in one hand. I severely regret not choosing Kohaku.
すみません。どうも頼む人を間違えたみたいなんで、帰ってもらっていいですか？
Even Shiki thinks the same.
ああ、嘘嘘。限りなく本気だけど冗談よ。外来の診察なんて久しぶりだから患者さんとの距離感つかめなくて、フランクな挨拶の方がいいかなって気を使ってみたのよ。
She chatters away as she approaches my bed exaggeratedly, swaying her chest and hips with all of the subtlety of a runaway model. Yet, oddly, her footsteps make no sound, almost like a ninja. I noticed before that she normally clicks her heels as loudly as possible with every step. Does that mean she's actually taking the examination seriously?
はーい、それじゃあ患部を出してね。すぐ出してね。どうせなら裸になってね。お姉さん、溢れる興味を1秒も抑えられないからもたもたしてると食べちゃうぞ。
酒飲んでませんよね。
飲んでませんわよ。私ジョージシラフだもん。アルコールなんて摂取するぐらいならチョコ飲むわよ。チョコ。
It's true that she doesn't smell like booze, but that would mean she's naturally like this.
お？素直に見せてくれたわね。でも裾をうまく仕上げるだけ？パンツは？パンツ一丁にならないの？男の裸が綺麗な時期なんてせいぜい25までなんだから、今のうちに露出液つけておかないともったいないわよ。
いいから早く見てください、博士。俺にも我慢の限度があります。
博士って言った？ねえ、今博士って言った？やっぱそう見える？私。
まあ白衣着ていますし、なんというか、ほら。
She looks exactly how I imagine a mad scientist to look.
ラブイ！古代マバリにラブイ！よし、ちょっと本気出すか。
Professor Arak crouches down and starts palpating my legs. Palpitating. It feels kind of weird. Rather than just running her fingers across my skin, she sends a little task resonating through my leg, though it doesn't hurt in the slightest. It's almost like a submarine using her sonar to guide itself.
やったー。骨にひび入ってるわよ。
Why are you so giddy about that?
チキちゃんは痛いの大好きな子だったのね。だってこんなの普通は我慢できないし。
Ah, so that's what it was. I'm actually kind of glad it's just a fracture. I wouldn't have been surprised if she told me it was straight up broken in places.
でも変な話ね。ここに亀裂があるってことはこの辺り折れてないとおかしいんだけど。アマムラにかぶる私。
あんた何した今？
ちょっとした消毒よ。でもこれ開く必要ないわね。固定しとけば明日には治ってるわ。あらくつまんない。
Professor Arak scratches her head disappointedly and removes some medical equipment from her bag. She puts on a pair of brand new latex gloves and prepares a syringe.
一応痛み止め言っとくわね。普
必要ないんだけど、トシちゃんから念入りにって頼まれちゃったし。